What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. This is my M1 Finance multiple streams of income dividend portfolio sitting at $32,775. And I'm actually recording this video on a Sunday night just before Monday morning's market open, and we'll see what kind of shenanigans the stock market has to offer us. But wanted to kind of just share a little bit of information with you guys on the dividend portfolio strategy, the F.I.R.E movement. The goal here is to create enough passive income to cover living expenses. That's really the basic goal. But along the way, it's going to take a while. So I'm making regular contributions, or I'm actually going to start making regular contributions. I have pretty much been on a hiatus with the account, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back to make new purchases, hopefully raise my dividend percentage that I'm earning on average across all of my dividend holdings in this M1 Finance account. But at some point, I hope to have this portfolio generate enough income to cover the living expenses of me and my family, to which at that point, it would essentially be like you could retire at that point. You would no longer have to worry about a 9-to-5 gig or 9-to-5 job. Your living expenses would be completely paid for by the dividends that your stocks are paying you. Now, at that point, of course, you'd have to turn off your dividend reinvesting, and then that way you could actually receive a check or direct deposit for the dividend payment so that you could pay your bills. Now, a lot of people have actually said, man, I don't know, I'll never be able to get there. I can't even get started. I want to just kind of speak a little bit to that, the lack of confidence in some new investors who want to get involved with dividend investing, but they're finding it difficult to have enough money to even begin. And I found myself in a very similar situation years ago. But what I ended up doing is I was a little bit more aggressive than most people are probably willing to be. Initially, when I first started investing, I actually got a second job. And I had a very weird circumstance where, long and short of it, I had a lot of extra free time. And I ended up I was looking for a part-time job, but I couldn't find a part-time job. Ended up taking a full-time job. And it was really cool because with this full-time job, it allowed me to work the hours. So I had a nighttime job to begin with, and then I found a daytime job that was within like 5-minute drive from the nighttime job. So I literally drove from one job to the next. And it was cool because I was literally able to save a lot of money from the first job, but then the second job, I just was able to save and invest 100% of that income. Now, not everybody's going to be in that situation. But what you could do is you could get a part-time job. You can create a side hustle. You can create some kind of online business, anything to generate some extra income so that you can invest that and get that nest egg going. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't. There's way too many people who won't support your ideas, and you don't need that. It's hard enough to get started on your own. For me, I don't like to tell people what I'm doing before I do it. I just execute, and then you can see the results. That way I don't have, my own self-doubts on whether I can accomplish a goal. But on top of that, I won't have to deal with the doubts that others will place on me inevitably. Most people just doubt themselves. So if they hear that you're trying to accomplish something, if you tell them that your goal is to generate enough passive income so that you can live off of the gains of your portfolio, most people will probably think to themselves, after hearing such a lofty, ambitious goal like that they can't do that. And so in their head, they're instantly putting themselves in your shoes, thinking to themselves that they can't build a portfolio that generates enough passive income and dividend income to pay for their expenses. And then they'll say, they might say something that's not really supportive. Oh, you'll never be able to do that. Or I could never do something like that. But the thing is what they have to say about your goals has nothing to do with you. And to just pretty much circumvent that, I don't say anything. I just execute. And then, after I've made a tremendous amount of progress, I might share and say, hey, look what I've, accomplished. Would you like to do something like what I'm doing? Because it's working out well for me. That way, I have enough momentum. I'm already seeing progress. And if whoever I'm speaking to isn't supportive, it's at least not going to hold me back from achieving my goals. So I just wanted to share that information with you guys. And, in terms of coming up with the capital needed to get started, I just start off by, making sure I have a good solid budget. I know what my expenses are, and I just start eliminating unnecessary things like maybe subscriptions and streaming services and all kind of waste of money, waste of time, expenses that you might have. And you would be surprised how much money you could free up by just pretty much tuning your budget. And if you wanted to go a step further like I did and create an additional source of income, that will accelerate your ability to kickstart your portfolio. Because when you first start, the portfolio growth is so slow. But once you get going, it certainly picks up as long as you remain consistent. Now, I wasn't consistent for a specific reason. My income had increased to a point where I was actually better off putting money elsewhere due to the tax bracket I found myself in. And so that's the reason why I had taken a pause. But at this point, I have decided that I wanted to begin contributing back to the portfolio, moving forward again, and sharing the journey with you guys. So you can do this. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't. You can generate passive income. You can change your family tree and become wealthy and generate wealth. I've done it. You can do it too. So here we are, M1 Finance Portfolio. I've been doing this. I've had this portfolio since February 4th, 2020, started with $500. If you notice the date, this was only days before the pandemic shutdown. So yeah, it was an interesting time. Currently, to date, I've generated or gained $7,405 with a return of 37%. And I'm no expert, I'm no genius or anything like that. I just did some basic homework on some dividend paying stocks that I felt had some value, and I moved forward with it. And as you can see here, I have multiple sectors within this M1 Finance portfolio. I'll drop a link in the description down below so you can see exactly what I have inside of each of these holdings. But one thing I just want to kind of quickly touch base on with you guys today. Tomorrow's Monday. We'll have a brand new stock trading week. But I want to look at AMC. So AMC Entertainment, they're getting a hold rating from B. Riley Financial. In a report issued on January 8th, Eric World of B. Riley Financial maintained a hold rating on AMC Entertainment with a price target of $11. Now, the company shares closed Wednesday at $15.64 to close its 52-week low of $9.07. Now, according to TipRanks, Wold is a 3-star analyst with an average return of 0.8%, 38.9% success rate. Wold covers sector services, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, based on AMC's entertainment earnings release for the quarter ending March 31st, the company reported quarterly revenues of $786 million and a GAAP net loss of $337 million. Now, in comparison, last year, the company earned revenue of $148 million and a GAAP net loss of $567 million. So, in comparison, so the revenue, looking at it so in comparison, the revenue is up tremendously with the most recent quarter sitting at $786 million compared to last year where the company only generated $148 million. So that's a huge plus side for AMC stock in terms of their most recent quarterly revenue. So that is certainly a positive sign. Also, if we look, we can see that that AMC stock, the AMC company had a GAAP net loss of $567 million last year, but this year the GAAP net loss was less than that at $337 million. So the trajectory of loss is becoming less aggressive. They're losing less money this year than they did last year. They've ramped up their revenue. Almost four times compared to last year. Does this make AMC a good stock to buy? Does is AMC is now a good time to buy AMC stock? I wouldn't say it is. The hold rating that has come out, do I agree with that? Probably not. Me personally, I don't think I'm interested in buying this stock at this time. Um, and yeah, even though the numbers are improving at this price, I'm waiting for a better deal personally. You guys can chime in, let me know what you think. Now, the AMC Entertainment stock, it doesn't pay a dividend. Actually, it reportedly, according to CNBC.com, AMC seems to be paying like 3 cents, the dividend amount, 3 cents. So it's got some small dividend. So, but this is like nothing. So, yes, it does pay a dividend, but it's really not much to write home about. So, for me, in my dividend income portfolio for my M1 Finance account, this would not make the grade, not now, and probably not for a while. This might be a speculative play, but I wouldn't put it in my current M1 Finance portfolio. Not at least for my dividend income portfolio. So for those reasons, I'm out. But anyway, guys, yeah, so this is the multiple streams of income dividend portfolio. Really quickly, we have generated in the past month $91 in dividends earned. So $91 in dividends. In the past quarter, the portfolio has generated $278. That's in the last 3 months. In the past year, the portfolio has generated over $1,076 in the past 1 year. That's almost $100 per month in passive income that's generated from this relatively small account. Now, the size of the account for me really doesn't matter. The goal is to generate as much monthly, quarterly, annual passive income as possible through dividend payments. So, whatever number I need to ramp this up to, that's what I'm going to do. But this number for me is really not as relevant as these figures down here. The goal is passive income. So I'm focused on that. If you've made it this far on this journey, drop a like for the video. I love to have you come along and continue to follow along this journey. And that way we can continue to provide each other with a source of motivation to push forward. I wish everyone the best of luck in their passive income journeys, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Take care and happy investing.